Liberians are still voting on whether to give football legend George Weah a second term as president. With peace among voters' main concerns, and a nation still scarred by back-to-back civil wars. But the recent killing of 3 people in clashes between their supporters has fueled fears of a return to violence. A trouble also marred the close of Weah's re-election campaign on Sunday, with his supporters and opposition members throwing stones at each other and police intervening with tear gas. Between 1989 and 2003, the conflict in Liberia left more than 250,000 people dead. Incumbent Weah, who won the 2017 elections, faces 19 presidential candidates and a likely second round runoff in early November. Well, now joining us to discuss the ongoing voting in Liberia is an international observer, Elvis Akpobi. Thank you, Elvis, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure, Elvis. Elvis, how would you say the electorates are taking the election this year?
Just like that of Nigeria's election, there's this high enthusiasm by the electorate, mostly the young people, to decide who make policies for them in the next 6 years as Liberians. From our situation room here, we've noticed about 53 incidents. We've had issues of there's a particular unit around a riverine area where we're meant to understand that the voters' materials fell into water, and I think those persons are yet to vote at the moment. While we have cases of lack of control of crowd, because there's this, I noticed the enthusiasm for Liberia. They want to vote. This election means so much to them, and so crowd control is an issue too. And there are issues of a little stampede in some rural areas across the country. But basically, it's been a peaceful election.
There has been any hitches so far, especially to the commencement of voting in the places that you are monitoring?
Not really. I just came back from 2 polling units now, and I spoke with the next there. From what I saw and what I saw on ground, the process is going very well at the state capital, Monrovia, where I am at the moment.
Okay. Right now, we can say that Liberia is battling a myriad challenges. Talk about economic issues, corruption, drug abuse, and a lot more. What areas would you say the next president, the incoming president, should prioritize to restore the hope and the confidence of the people, since it looks like they've lost it?
Okay, for me, I've always said on every platform I find myself, the young people across Africa is my primary constituency, because I believe our greatest potential as Africans is not buried underground, it's not in natural resources, but in the untapped potentials of the young citizens who make up a large population. So when after this election and the president is elected, I want to urge the new government, or if the incumbent would continue to subscribe to when developing talents and growing the potential of young people, and not buying the culture like we have almost across countries in West Africa, where the young people try to escape their country for greener pastures, when the pasture is green, even in their country, if not for bad policies and unenabling environment. Aside developing talents, I want to urge a new government that is coming in, or if the way continues, it should subscribe to good health care, visible infrastructure, because on entry into Liberia, the road from the airport to where I am at the moment, for me, is not too good for a country blessed with diamond and other natural resources. And the populace is just 5.something million. So I think there's more that is expected. Most of the young persons are really spoken to in the last days. I was here last month, though. They are, despite they like the incumbent president, but there is this hunger for more. He's a young person, and he rode through ladder of his philanthropy as a footballer, and they were expecting so much for him. A large number of the young people will tell you he did not do well, but in elections like this, bias comes to play. And then, while on the other side, Joseph Batwe has issues with age on his side. It also had the young populace feel that he's old, and they want a young blood. And I pray today, even as they cast their vote to determine who becomes the president in the next 6 years.
Well, we do hope so. Finally, Elvis, now there are 20 candidates in the running for Liberia's highest office, and each candidate is confident that they can turn the country's fortunes around if they're voted into power. But what do the opinion polls suggest? Which of the parties have an edge over the other? Is there any particular opposition party that, is tilting towards, in your own opinion?
In my own opinion, if they are a unity party against the incumbent, I think they will have their way. But from what I've seen, everybody wants to go on their own, and I foresee and I see, because a handful of persons I've spoke with, they keep telling me that fine, they expected more from George Weah, but he met a Liberia that is not yet still under construction. So it's better they give him another chance, bring somebody who will start over again, and they are not too comfortable with it. So I see George Weah coasting to victory. I'm just presuming, and from a little visibility study I've gotten, and from most of the electorate I've spoken with, I think they want to vote George Weah back, unlike bringing in someone who's a bit older and who has been there as a vice president and a minister. Unlike there's another coming is a business tycoon, but if they had merged, if there was a unity force, I think they would have given George Weah a run for his power and his money.
Right. All right. Elvis Akpobi, International Observer, thank you so much for joining us in the news.
Thanks for having me.